Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Your favorite podcast, it's Critical Blast.
Hey everyone! Welcome to Silver Sunday. This Sunday, February the 5th, 2023, the year of our Lord. I've changed my camera a little bit, so I look over here. There's my camera, but my screen is right there. So I'm looking over here to see the screen, and it's like, okay, am I looking? Where am I looking? It doesn't look like I'm paying attention. How's everybody tonight? Tired.
Tommy's not even bothering. He's just gone.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
I don't need this.
It's too much. So Pete, you're tired. So let's remind folks that even though it's 8 p.m. Eastern time here where we're getting started, what time is it over there across the pond for you?
It's 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Oh, that's just time to start partying. What are you talking about? 1 a.m. Yeah.
Did you even go to bed yet, or?
Yeah, I went to bed briefly for about an hour and a half.
So you took a nap.
Took a little nap. Managed to get
Okay.
some sleep.
I think I'm here. Are we live?
We are live.
All right, start the clock going. We're ready to go. We're good. Go live. Go live.
The countdown again, right? Yeah. So if you guys noticed, there's something kind of new. Look under my name right here.
I saw that when I tried to log in, and I didn't have time to change
You
it.
can add a title. So I don't know.
So if
I just if you click on it, yeah. I don't know if I can. I wonder if I can. Let me see if I can add Pete. Edit. Oh, I can.
Settings.
So, all right, I got Pete's added.
Yeah, when you go to log in, it had an
Yeah.
extra line to
yeah,
put
that's
some
cool.
kind of shenanigans on there.
Oh, that's what that was. I saw that.
Yeah. So that's kind of new. Look at Vic. Vic's trying to pronounce this stuff for us. Buonasera.
Oh, yeah, he's making it so we can.
Buonasera, Silverliners. What's up, Vic? Good to see you here as always, Vic. You know what? I'm gonna give Vic a wrench. Vic, you know what a wrench is? I'm gonna have to give you a wrench. You show up so much here, which is
It's like one of those people that are part of the crew kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It
They
can
show
help
up a
us.
lot.
We don't. Fortunately, we don't get a whole lot of spammers. Most of our porn bots come on Twitch, and but we do get some on YouTube occasionally. So, let's see here. All right, Vic says, so this topic got moved up before CromCon. Yes, it did. We were going to cover this topic last week, but I totally, if Pops is listening, I totally and completely forgot it was CromCon, and totally my bad. And so we shifted it for CromCon. So we had CromCon. The thing about it is, it's once a month. It's I can't remember. I think it's the last Saturday of the month. Late to here, just in time. What is it? I think Tommy, you and I were talking about it. What is it? Just don't. It's okay to be late. Just don't call me late for dinner. I can't remember.
Oh no, it's a Shirley thing. Shirley, we gotta.
Don't call me Shirley.
Shirley?
It's airplane.
Don't call me Shirley. What was that?
Oh, that's
that was
right,
the light
Shirley.
one.
Yeah. Shirley. Yeah, no, don't call me Shirley. Just
Oh, wait a minute. We got to do the product placement.
Well, mine's in here, but yeah, there you go, man. Wouldn't it be sweet if we get some? Oh, that's even better, man. I like that one. Yeah, hold that one up, Pete. Let folks see that. Look at that, how sweet that is right there.
I'm here at the house by
that's
myself.
nice.
I'm running around crazy trying to get everything.
Yeah, and Tommy's disappeared again. Whoa, that's not what I
Typical.
wanted. Yeah. Let's see here. Vic says, might be part of the crew soon if my portfolio I send is good enough. All right, so you send a portfolio in. Very cool. I'll be looking for that. And Vic said, surely you can't be serious. That's right. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Airplane. Oh man, Airplane.
That's from Airplane, but what was the other one from?
I don't remember. Pete, you've seen Airplane, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Wait a minute, here we go.
Oh, look at that. Hold on. There we go, Tommy. Woo, look at that.
Oh look. Why did he get one?
Because
Because
I don't know.
I'm
nice.
giving just an inker.
Giving him away. Yeah, just go man.
So,
Okay, sit back.
yeah. So Tommy took me to a new place to ride yesterday.
What?
Yeah, and my legs are sore. It was really hilly. So
What's the name?
What's that?
Not anymore crazy, but a lot more hills. A lot more hills than what we normally do.
And so
we're in Florida, so everybody knows that Florida doesn't have many hills, but so they happen to pick the mountain bike trails were the only hills, where they could find just these little patch of area. Let's put a mountain bike trail there because it's the only hills that we possibly can find.
I don't.
Spruce.
Oh no! No, you can't say that, Vic. Pete got a mug. He said Pete needs to do a McFarlane. I didn't even get a mug rant. He got a mug.
Oh, I got a mug.
Yeah. I think we've said this before. I'm a huge fan of Todd McFarlane, of the person. I just think I love his attitude. I love his business attitude. I got a showing back there. Bro, I got a stack of books. You can only see the top of the book right there, right? But I got a stack of books for like 10 cents a piece at the library. Hardcover.
McFarlane books?
No, not McFarlane.
Oh.
Like book books. These books don't have pictures to them.
Oh.
And I forgot that I had them stacked
words in them?
back there. You can see them. I've shifted my camera a little bit, so what if I can? Where's the tilt here? Can I tilt it up? No, there we go. tilt it up a little bit, get it down. Yeah. So anything else new? Tommy, what about you? Got a Spider-Man hat going? Not the usual kablam hat.
I can go get one. I just grabbed something. Had to put something on.
Hey, so next week.
No, nothing. Kablam is going good. I'm getting back into the inking, and you and I have been doing some bike riding, and
You gonna ink on screen tonight?
Yes, I'm trying to find some.
Excellent. And what are you inking on, sir?
Yeah, what are you inking?
I was gonna switch between the. I've got like a tiny bit left. Maybe I should do it. I have the tiny bit left on one of the this book. What is this book? The Silverline team up.
You called it Champ Fury for so long.
Fury. Yeah, I know that.
It's hard not to call it.
Well, when I always just call it Champ Fury,
Yeah.
but whenever I get to where it needs to be official, I'm like, what is it called? What is the book called? That's not what it's called. It's called something else because I've been calling it something else for so long. And then I've got the Friar Rush cover that I need to work on.
Very cool. Very cool. Excellent.
For the Kickstarter. That's going live this week, next week.
Yeah, this Tuesday.
This week,
Like
So I need to get that nailed out really quick, so we can.
So 2 days
that one too.
we'll have it go live.
Yeah.
So and what you working on there, Pete?
I'm
Can you talk about it?
Just picking away at page 16 of a book we're doing together.
Let me.
Look at that! Hold on, Matt. I see you there. I'll get you just a second. Oh, look at that!
Purdy.
Nice.
Let me.
Matt Knowles, good to see you, Mr. Matt. Matt says captions were amazing. Tommy's literally just said, "I'm inking on the."
That's the name of the new book.
I forgot that Facebook will do that. It'll automatically translate what we're doing into captions. So you can say goofy stuff like the it translates for you.
Let me get something queued up here so we can.
Yeah, cue it up. I'll get us kicked off. So before we kind of start talking about the specifics, let's talk about awards and recognitions in general. So I guess the first thing I'll ask both of you guys: do either of you watch things like the Emmys or the Grammys?
Every now and again.
Nope.
What happened?
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
I don't either. Tommy, when you say every now and again, why do you watch them? What causes you to tune in that every?
I'm gonna have to be honest. Is when they're if we're watching TV and it's the only thing that's playing, but since streaming has become such an easy thing to do, whenever there's really nothing like a primetime TV show that we're watching, we usually just turn it over to YouTube and just because that's content, current content for days. You and I talked about it in the car yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
That I watch. You were talking about how you watch a lot of TikTok stuff, and I was like, I just watch a lot of YouTube, and I use YouTube as TV stuff because we watch people that are producing 20-30 minute weekly clips of things that we're interested in, and so
same
not just silly stuff all the time. It's they're biking stuff or comic stuff or I've been really getting into
porn.
Just lately, a lot of porn.
Don't say that. It's corn.
Oh, corn.
No.
Corn. Oh, that's right.
Corn.
Yeah, Roland taught me what that meant. Corn. How there be a lot of corn. Corn.
Pete, do you watch any TikTok at all, Pete?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, so
you got your phone now. Go look up corn on your phone.
Yeah, TikTok's loaded on my iPad, not on my phone.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So I was telling Tommy,
I haven't done that yet because I already got nothing but twerking
took me a
videos
couple
that
of
show
times
up
to
on my
realize.
phone anyway.
But I watched this one girl come on, and she was like, people always ask me what my parents did when I told them I work in the corn industry, and then I'm like, and of course I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, why is it a big deal that you work in the corn industry? I come from a family of farmers. Why is that a big deal, right? And then she went on about corn this and corn that, and I was like, I don't understand. And then I saw another one, and then finally I said, aha, I get it. She doesn't mean
She doesn't work
corn.
with corn at all.
She does. That's corn. It's something that sneaks by the TikTok
Right,
scissors.
the sensors.
You know,
Yeah.
I believe this girl doesn't work with corn at all.
Well, we said some rotten things that we I won't say now. But,
Vic says, I'm going to avoid looking that up. Yeah, Vic, go ahead and avoid looking that up. Yeah,
because
but yeah, it
I
was
need
funny.
to share something.
Once I realized what it was, I'm like, oh my gosh! Suddenly I see like how they'll put the text on their videos. I'll see corn cobs and stuff like that. I'm like, I know what that means now. Vic says same for me. If there's nothing on Boom Awards, I don't know what Boom Awards is.
Is that a site?
Corn.
I guess
It's corn.
it's much more corn.
It's more
A little bit of corn.
A lot of corn going on out there. Okay, let's see. We're gonna get this.
Yeah. So, all right. So we've established Tommy only watches it if he has nothing to do. Pete and I don't watch it at all. So those are Emmys and Grammys. That's television and movies. What about the music awards? You guys ever watch any music
I probably
awards?
watched a lot more music awards than I had just the movie. I like the movie stuff, the movie awards. Kind of when but always watch the MTV video awards and all that kind of stuff. Back when there was
MTV music.
Yeah.
So I never watched, to my knowledge, never watched a whole show. I have watched the highlights of MTV Music Awards back when I cared about modern music. I don't really care about any current music anymore. Pete might be happy to know I do listen to a lot of British folks.
Obviously.
But I don't really watch. Pop says, "Hey yo, what's up, Pops?
What's up, Pops?
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thanks.
All right. So do those matter to you? Do the awards in, let's say, Emmys or Grammys or music awards, do those matter to you? Bless you again. And do they cause you to make decisions as to what you're going to watch or not watch? Like, will you watch a movie if it doesn't win a Grammy?
No.
Wait,
Nope.
you won't watch a movie if it doesn't win a Grammy?
No, I don't pay attention to any of that.
You don't pay attention. Okay, all right. So it doesn't matter to you whether it wins an award or not.
No, I think the only one that probably pay attention to is the Oscar, the Best Film Oscar. I might watch that if I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. So if something wins an Oscar, and you're like, oh, I haven't seen that, you might go watch it.
If it's the best film, yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Can you think of any?
Maybe in my earlier life, maybe I would try.
say might, doesn't say will.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I remember we kind of. It seems like I used to try to, when it got Oscar time, we'd try to see at least the top, 3 or 4 things that we thought, to make sure that we saw them when it went into it. But now I just don't. I don't really care.
I don't care. Yeah. Bowcat Studio says, "Hey everyone, what's up, Bowcat? Glad to have you here." Yeah, I think for me that happens sometimes. I'll say if something wins it. So here's the question for you: has anything ever won? And you go, I have never heard of that. I don't even know what that is.
Most of the time.
Did you say most of the time?
Only with
music.
music.
There's lots of times something will come up.
Only with music?
Especially with music. Something I've never heard that before. But I mean, like if
I don't know what they're talking about.
If some music, was the top 10 whatever song of something, whatever genre. I mean, would you go listen to it if you didn't care for that?
No.
This is the best country. I'm not saying anything about country. I don't listen to country, but if all of a sudden this is the best country song in the nation, and go listen to it, I'm like, I don't listen to country anyway.
No,
Why am I going to listen?
I would
to
not. I'll tell you right now, I would not. Country music, nope. But there's several different genres I would not do that for because I don't care. But I would do things like, hey, Tommy, what does the fox say?
What does the fox say?
What does the fox say?
Yeah. See, I used to make my son so mad. I'd every now and then I just say, hey, Brett, what does the fox say? And he would just go, stop it, because you'd plant that tune in his head.
But
okay.
can I admit I kind of thought that song was kind of funny. I kind of liked that song.
Oh, I thought it was funny. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you watching the video for it? That was a pretty nutty video.
Yes, I did see the video once. It was very, very funny. Royal Airship says, unless Casey Kasem liked it, I wouldn't give it the time of day. Man. So there's a question for you. Maybe Royal can answer. Is Casey Kasem still on the air?
I don't know what that is.
Is he still alive?
I don't know if Casey Kasem is still alive. So Pete, short version is Casey Kasem every weekend used to do a top 20 countdown.
Yeah, something like that.
Something countdown for songs. These are the top songs.
All right.
Billboard. It was just he got it from Billboard magazine, right? This is the top songs, for this week. And it was every week you would listen to Casey Kasem and find out, what songs were the most played on the radio.
Got it.
So Royal Airship says only in the reruns. He passed away in 2014. Okay, so there you go. Vic says Roland hates rap music because those darn kids. I used to. Tommy can remember this. I actually hated, just couldn't stand rap music when it first came out. And then I gained a new respect for it after Run DMC came along and did the. You remember what I'm talking about, right? They did that.
Remember when Run DMC revived Aerosmith? Brought them back
well, they did the duet with Aerosmith, essentially.
Aerosmith would still be in the dumpster if it wasn't for them.
I've met DMC.
Roland's not going to agree with me.
Was that Pete?
I've met DMC.
Have you really?
Yeah, I know Daryl. He's a huge comic fan.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He makes DMC. Daryl makes comics. You'll see him at every New York Comic Con. He'll be there with his comic books, and he came into the Cubic School to meet us and look at our portfolios because he was on the lookout for artists. He lives in New Jersey, doesn't he?
Cool. And he is the D from Run DMC.
Yeah. He did a little freestyle when we were in there, and he was just chatting. He's a really, really lovely guy.
Wow,
and,
that sounds pretty cool.
About Eminem being a huge Spider-Man fan, like he's like the biggest Spider-Man fan.
Really?
And he was cool. He was great.
That sounds pretty cool. Yeah. When they did that, I gained some respect for him because Tommy can tell you Aerosmith is one of my favorites, and of course when I first heard it, I'm like, oh no, Run DMC, they're gonna mess up this song. How terrible! No, boycott! And then I saw it, I'm like, okay, that's actually kind of cool.
I did. I did some work for his album.
Really?
I did some artwork for an album for one of his. I don't know if he ever used it. But I got paid for it, so I don't care. But well, I do care. Yeah. I do want him to use it, but I don't know if he did use it.
Yeah. This is funny. Vic says, I've just never had a writing teacher who hadn't had a disdain for rap. That's interesting.
Rap? No, I love rap.
Me too.
There's some quality lyrics going on there.
Yeah, I don't. That's interesting. I'm not sure what writing and rap, what the connection there is. That's interesting. I would have to say I probably, if I've searched
maybe
enough,
because there's a whole lot more words involved with rapping than there is just regular song.
yeah. Royal Airship says Utes. Okay, so I kind of talked about all those other awards to kind of get us kind of moving in the direction of comic awards. Okay, so so based on these things that we said about, film awards, television awards, that kind of thing, does it matter to you if a comic wins an award for you to read it or not?
Not to read it, no, because I expect I probably would have read it by that point or not.
If it's of a subject that I don't really get into, I'm not going to read it anyway, as you know. So.
Yeah, you can just go look at the pictures.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at the picture.
Hey, Matt says Daryl DMC is awesome. We met him at LACC 2018. Super cool, and obviously we vibe with the whole comics and music dealios. Yeah, for those who don't know, Matt is Matt. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of your band. So Matt makes what's that?
Matt's Music.
No, it's not Matt's Music. Matt is actually a Florida guy, and his writing partner, Stephanie, comes from California a lot, and they do Heirs of Isildur. I think that's with Scout now, and Matt will correct me if I'm wrong. But Matt's in a band, and Heirs of Isildur that's the name of your band too. That is the name of your band.
Even I know that.
You do know that?
They were at Daytona Beach.
They were.
Yeah.
See, yeah. I know.
I did not realize that was the name of your band. Also, I know that's the name of your comic, but
yeah, whenever they're at the shows and stuff, they're always in the costumes and
right. Yeah, the
really
very
cool
the
stuff.
Steampunk themed. Yeah. But I did not. Heirs of Isildur. There you go. Here we go. I'm just reading. I forgot to put them up on the. Matt says, for those of you who want to know, Heirs of Isildur.bandcamp.com. Misfits Clubhouse is the title on Scout. Okay, all right. So Heirs of Isildur is still their own thing, and then they're doing Misfits Clubhouse for Scout. So Matt's a local guy. We support him. See him a lot in a lot of these Florida shows. You guys go look that stuff up and listen to Matt. Vic says, speaking of awards, order the award-winning Divinity as back issues on Down Friar Rush Kickstarter live in 2 days. That's right. Divinity is an award-winning miniseries that we have published here. And if you don't have any, you can, as Vic says, you can get them as back issues and add-ons for Cape Town Friar Rush that's going to be launching here on Tuesday. So that will be launching on Tuesday. So Boldcat Studios says when an actor wins an Oscar, it means they just became more valuable actor, which means bigger pay and more work for them.
That's true, and I often wonder if you win an Eisner, whether that means you get more pay on your page rate.
No, I can. Well, so
I can now get $500 a page, not $200 or $300, whatever they're getting to win that award.
Yeah, Bullcat said casting opportunities. Yeah, so all right, so I guess that's the next question. So if you see a comic has won an award and you haven't read it, does that? So I guess Tommy kind of talked about this already. Does that generate an interest for you to go out and say, "Oh, I've never heard of that. I got to go read it"?
You know, I know what the political correct thing to say would be.
Well,
yes, of course. I think we don't, though. Yeah.
I'm not looking for politically correct, and I don't think anyone watching is either. I think they want to. What do you guys do, right? What do we do?
You know what? No, because just because I can't go to the comic shop and order it then because it's already been out. It's already come and gone unless I go and find a trade paperback or something.
And then you're probably going to have to pay back issue prices to get it, right?
Or you pay back issue prices to get it.
Yeah,
if they have it.
I think that's one of my concerns sometimes when I see these award-winning comics is that you say, okay, well, if I want it now, it came out and it was, $4. Well, now it's $20 because it's a hot back issue because I'm like, okay, well, I can't pay that for it, The fact that you did, all right, so I'm not sure. The fact that you didn't do it yet was the fact that I didn't mention the divinity thing. I like crappy comics, so awards don't really make me do stuff like that. All right, well, here's a question for you, and then before we go on and talk about some of the specific awards, do you guys do you work to win an award? Is part of what you do? You're like, okay, I'm inking this because I want to win an inking award. Tommy?
Well, seeing how many awards I've won over the past 30 years, apparently, yes, that is my total goal in doing comics. And so I'm going to have to say that all these awards are rubbish because I have not won an award yet. So.
Pete, hey Pete, you know what? I picked up a comic on your recommendation, by the way, Pete.
Uh-oh.
I picked this up.
Well, that's
you
sort of an
Rising
award,
Stars?
right?
Yeah, you recommended it, so I haven't read it yet.
Well, hang on a minute. What's that you got there?
Huh?
What's that you got there? Rising Stars, what?
It says Visitations.
What's that then?
I thought that's what you recommended.
Well, Rising Stars, certainly. I don't know what Visitations is. Is that a collected edition or something? Or is it short story?
I don't have the right glasses on to read it, but yes, I do believe it is a collected edition.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. It says Rising Stars Visitation Volume 1. Collected editions editor. So it doesn't tell what issues this collects, though.
Oh.
But it does say it is a collected edition.
Okay.
So I pick. See, and for me, that's how I pick up books. I pick up books. Obviously, you guys know I buy stuff in the cheap bins, but I pick up books because Pete says, "Hey, this was a really good book. I really enjoyed this book." So I look for this book and I picked it up. Right now, just because someone wins an award, and I'll say this. Just because a book wins an award does not mean that I will pick it up. I might look at it if it's something I've never heard of. I might go, oh, I've never heard of that. Let me see what it is and see if I can, maybe determine why it won an award. But like for me, like most comics, if I don't like the way it looks, I'm probably not going to buy it. And I think that's the way comics are. Is that if you don't like the art, you're probably not going to pick it up, no matter how good the story may or may not be. You guys agree with that or no?
Yeah, I think what the awards do, the Eisners, let's say, they highlight an artist or a writer or a team that I may not know already. I'll go, so next time I see something from them, I might be more willing to pick it up.
Yeah,
that's probably what it almost certainly does. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you've mentioned the Eisners. The Eisners are, for those who don't know, let's go. Let me go. I got a tab pulled up here to look some of these up.
I pulled up one too.
Yeah. So for some of you who don't know, so the Eisner Awards are awards that are voted on by industry professionals. I was trying to see what this is. It says Eisner and the Harvey Awards, right? Were both conferred in 1988, and both created in response to the discontinuation of the Kirby Awards, which Vic mentioned earlier, in 1987. Dave Olbrich, who was one of my former bosses at Malibu Comics. Dave Olbrich was the publisher of Malibu Comics. He's the one who started the Kirby Awards, but then the Eisner.
Did he really?
Eisner. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yep. He started them when Kirby was still alive then, so it was kind of cool. The Eisner Award ceremony is held at San Diego Comic Con every year since 1991. But yeah, it's these are the ones that are voted on by the industry. So, have you, Tommy? Do you vote in the Eisners and the Harveys? Do you vote in those?
I have in the past.
Okay. Yeah.
Not lately. I wouldn't say. I have.
Yeah. What about you, Pete?
Nope.
Well, you should be able to start voting.
Oh, that's not sure. Actually, I think I probably have actually. Not often, but yeah, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I try to vote on those most years. I get the email updates and I try to vote
Yeah.
on those. My problem sometimes comes in when they'll say, "Hey, here's a list of the top, and I don't buy a lot of anthologies. So like, here's the top anthologies, and I'm like, I don't know what to vote for here because I haven't read any of
I've
them.
never seen, yeah. And
Right.
then what do you do at that point? You don't want to just, willy nilly, just because I know this guy, I'm going to give him the vote. You're trying to be a little honest about it.
Right, exactly.
you're-
Yeah. I will tell you this: I will skip them unless there's one independent publisher listed and all the rest of them are Marvel and DC. I'll vote for the independent.
There you go.
But I do tend to skip the ones that I don't. Wait. The creator of the Eisners is here. Dave, is that you? What the heck? For those of you who don't know, Dave Olbrich, I don't know if you heard the part earlier, Dave. I actually mentioned you by name, so you might have seen that. And the fact that it's funny because what was it up here? Vic actually says, "Do you have any contact with Dave?" Well, right there he is, Vic. I was just talking about you, Dave. If you're still here, we were talking about the fact that you created these awards. So maybe Dave, you can tell us how accurate if you're still here, how accurate the Wikipedia is on the Eisner Award page. It does say that Eisner and Harvey's were conferred in 1988, both created in response to the discontinuation of the Kirby Awards in 1987. So when did the Kirby Awards start? Dave, was that you, or did you start the Kirbys, or did you start the Eisners in response to the Kirby Awards being discontinued? The website is a little bit confusing. So Bobcat Studio says, when I'm working on Crypts and Legends, I don't think about wanting to win an award. I mainly think about wanting the story and art to be fun and engaging, and would want you think when is the next one coming. But if it wins an award, it would be icing on the cake.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would, and you heard the echoes here. I would think that that's probably what a lot of creators are thinking when they're currently working. They're not doing something thinking, "Hey, I want this to win an award. I think this is deserving of an award." Blah blah blah. They're like, no, I want this to be the best thing it can possibly be. I want it to entertain the people who read it. I want it to be my best pencils, my best inks, my best colors, my best story. And then if anything else comes along of it, then yeah, that would be, as Bullcat says, icing on the cake. Vic says, "What's your problem with anthologies, Roland?" I don't. The problem with anthologies is traditionally they just do not sell well. The other thing about anthologies, now I love prose anthologies. I am a big fan of science fiction prose anthologies because you can kind of get in and get out pretty quick. The problem I have with comic anthologies is that they tend to be less endearing, less meaningful, I guess, maybe. My thing is, you read a comic anthology and 6 months later, can you remember it? I would argue with you, most people do not. Indie Wrestling Aces says, "Hail, peeps. What's up, Indie Wrestling Aces?" Good
Howdy do.
Hanging out with us. And then Vic says, "Dang, Dave's in here, sick." Dave was passing by. If he's still here, he probably didn't hear those, or he's probably not here because he hasn't responded to the questions. So he's probably giving us a flyby, which we are appreciative of.
That's cool.
All right, so let's see if I can. So some of the awards some of the categories for the Eisner Awards. Obviously, you got things like best short story, best single one issue, best continuing series, best limited series, and they put dates on them. So for best continuing series, 1988 to the present. So I'm guessing that doesn't mean that won't cover something like the Avengers, because the Avengers started or Spider-Man, because those started in the 60s, right? I don't know the answer to that. But then you have things like the best anthology, best reality-based work, best graphic memoir, best graphic album nude, best graphic album reprint. There's all kind of stuff for the Harveys, right? So, all right. So there's also other awards now.
There's lots of different, and then there's all since the social media has been
yes,
going. There's just every every year every website's got 15,000 different awards things given out.
Yeah. So the only other one I'm fairly familiar with, me personally, are the Inkpot Awards, right?
Yeah, I was just looking at that one.
Yeah, and the Inkpot Awards now, it's funny because on the page here, I'm actually just learning something that I didn't know. I actually assumed the Inkpot Awards went to inkers. That's what I thought it was all about. But I see that this started back in the 1970s.
Yeah. It's just all everybody.
Yeah, in 1974, magazine editor Forey Ackerman, prose writer Ray Bradbury,
Chuck Jones, Jack Kirby, all kind of folks. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure exactly when comics kind of came into the picture, but I see Neil Adams. Oh, here we go. 75. Then we start to see Jerry Siegel, Barry Windsor Smith, Jim Starlin, Steranko,
Rob Sterling, apparently.
Yeah.
Says on here.
Yeah. Steve Englehart won one. Cool. I'm trying to find a list of what they give them out for, but I don't see what they are here. So the recipients are primarily known as comic creators, including artists, letters, colorists, editors, or publishers, unless otherwise noted. All right, so it is primarily comic books, but
maybe in the past it was other things, but now it's more comic book. Perhaps.
Yeah, I would guess so, because I recognize a lot of comic book names certainly after about 79. But Larry Niven won a prose writer in 1979, so it's not purely comics, but it's mostly comics. What does anybody know how these are selected? Are these? I've never voted in an Inkpot, so I don't know how they are chosen.
That I don't know.
Either of y'all know?
Sorry.
No, sorry. Nobody knows. If anybody at the listening knows how the Inkpots are selected, let us know. Oh my goodness, there's several messages. Wasn't the Kirby's you working with Fantagraphics? That would be aimed for Dave. Dave did work for Fantagraphics. I'm not sure if that's when that was going on. Maybe so. Boldcat Studios says, just like an actor is acting in a role in a movie, they're being the character and giving the best performance. They're not thinking about winning an Emmy or an Oscar or even a Golden Globe. Yeah, I think so. Vic said, let's get a Silverline Award show once a year. Yeah. I don't want to take that on. Doc Blaylock says, hi, hail, hiya, howdy, hello and all. What's up, Doc? Thank you for dropping by, saying hello. Bullcat said it would be focusing on the wrong thing. Yeah, you're talking about if they were trying to, if they were doing it just to win the award. Royal Airship says, is there an all-encompassing independent awards or just small groups that make up their own? So to my knowledge, let me go back to my list here. So to my knowledge, there is not an all-encompassing independent awards. I wish there was. I know a lot of groups kind of do their own independent awards. You do have independent sections in most of these awards, that like the Harvey Awards, the Eisner Awards, that usually have sections for independent comics. So you can select your independent comic there. I don't know, particularly with the changing of distribution methods, I don't know if those books have to have gone through Diamond to be selected. Certainly, probably to win or to get put on the list, you're going to have distribution, something like that, or the people won't have heard of it, right? All right, so those are the Eisners and the Harveys. I would say those are probably the biggest ones, right? And then we also talked about the Ink Pot Awards. Yeah. You guys know any other awards? I got a list here. Just thought I'd ask you guys.
I'll flip back to the list that I was looking at.
All right, so this one I pulled up. The Russ Manning Most Promising Newcomer Award is an American award presented to the comic book artist whose first professional work appeared within the previous 2 years. It was named after comic book artist Russ Manning. The winner is chosen from a list of nominees picked by judges from the West Coast Comics Club and Comic-Con International. It is given at the annual Eisner Award. So it's part of the Eisner Award ceremony, but it is a separate thing. And I'm gonna just it started in 82. It looks like I'm just gonna run down a list of some of these and see if you guys don't recognize a whole bunch of these names.
Harvey,
Dave Stevens, Jan Duursema, Steve Rude, Scott McCloud, Art Adams, Eric Schanauer, Kevin McGuire. Here's the name I do not know: Richard Piers Rayner. I do not know that name. Dan Brereton, Derek Gross, Mike Okamoto, Jeff Smith, Gene Ha. So far, the Richard Piers Rayner is the only one I didn't know. Edvin Bjokovic, Alexander Mali, Walt Holcomb, Matt Vanderpool, Jay Anasleto. Now some of these names I don't recognize now. Alan Bunce, Goran Sudzuka, Tan Inghut. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. There was a tie in 2015 and in 2018. So Russ Manning Award is a most promising newcomer award. Vic said there were like annual awards in Wizard back in the 1900s. I hate the way you say that, back in the 1900s.
I've got a clarification for you. So you were talking about an inking awards. We called it the ink pot. That's what we were talking about. There was one called the Ink Well Awards, which is for inkers. Well.
That's what I was trying to think. Yeah,
I just came across.
Is that the one done by Gary Martin?
January. Bob Almond.
Bob Almond. Okay, yeah.
Almond,
I worked with Bob Almond some.
Yeah. Wizard Entertainment, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah.
So I don't know if there's anybody listening
Comic-Con,
to this,
Bob Almond,
or we'll listen to this in
so
the
there was
future.
I think we were mixing them up with the ink pot.
Pot. Yeah, I think you may be right. I think I was probably thinking of the Ink Well Awards. Yeah.
Danny Mickey, a bunch of folks. Tom Palmer, Kevin Nolan, all kind of great.
Yeah.
Inkers. Yeah. Scott Hannah.
Yeah.
Wow,
I was mixing that up.
Actually, it's a bunch of the same people, one year after year. So maybe those people are the only ones putting their names into the Tim Townsend, all kind of.
So they you see the same people are winning it multiple times.
There for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Well, I think so. Some of my problem,
which could lead to another thing that we could talk about.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll say this, and if it's not, then you can bring it up. So one of the problems I have with some of the comic book awards is stacking the deck. Some of these awards, like the Comics Journal. Let me see if I can figure out what they do. The Comics Journal Awards. Anybody remember that? Comics Journal.
Vaguely.
Awards. Yeah, I forgot what they're called. No. Let's see. Maybe it's the Ignatz Awards. So I think that might be it. It might be the Ignatz Awards. I hate to say the wrong one. But one of the things I have a problem with is that and I saw a Facebook group do this something similar, in which the Facebook group was an independent comic book group, but it was populated by I gotta skirt the names here, but it was populated by a lot of creators from a certain independent publisher.
Yeah.
Their comics won all of the awards because it was voted on, right? People vote. It wasn't necessarily fan driven like you would want it to be. Their comics won all the awards because all of their people were there, and they could, I'm not saying they cheated. It's just that there were more of them there, and they voted on their books, and therefore they won. Those are the kind of awards I have problems with, is because it's like, okay, well, that's not really, how it should be. I almost think you ought to say, all right, look, if you worked on the book, you can't vote for anything from your company,
Yeah.
Say dog.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, my dog comes in and he wants to go out again.
Oh, okay. I thought he might have heard baby crying. Vic says, now, come on. Vic says, Tommy's one of the best tracers in the business.
Darn tootin'.
And then he goes, how haven't Tommy got any awards? I don't know the answer to that. I think Tommy should get some inking awards here. And just watch what he does.
I don't know. After working on Pete's stuff here, I should get some extra hazard pay or something.
Hazard pay.
There's too much black on that page.
Just what?
Too much black on that page. Too much ink on that page. I'm going to ease off a little bit.
All right. So then here's one. See if you guys have ever heard of this one. No one's going to have heard of this because it doesn't exist anymore. I just realized that. But anybody ever heard of the Alley Awards?
Alley Awards?
Alley, Alley, like get beat up in the alley.
No, that's a good name for some awards. That comic book thing, anyway. No,
Yeah.
who's that?
Well, it says it was I guess it's Roy Thomas did this. Interesting. It went from 62. It was first awarded in 62, last awarded in 1970. That's why none of us have ever heard of it. Yeah, because but I bet we've read a bunch of these. I bet we're familiar with a bunch of these creators here. Things like Julie Swartz, Gardner Fox, Carmen Infantino, Murphy Anderson. Yeah, best villain was Submariner. Best group in 1962 was the Fantastic Four. Best short story was The Origin of Spider-Man. And Amazing Fantasy number 15. Yeah, I'd never heard of those.
Maybe that was awards before some of the more the awards that we're used to came out.
Yeah. Now here's one called the Ignatz Awards. Have y'all ever heard of that one?
I haven't.
I think I have actually, but I don't know why.
Okay. It says, Wikipedia tells us, Ignatz Awards recognize outstanding achievements in comics and cartooning by small press creators. This may be if Royal Airships is here. Small press creators or creator-owned projects published by larger publishers. They have been awarded each year at the Small Press Expo since 1997. Well, I don't know that we have the Small Press Expo anymore. Only skipping a year in 2001 due to the show's cancellation after September 11. As of 2014, which is, I guess, when the last thing this was updated, SPX has been held in either Bethesda, North Bethesda, or Silver Spring, Maryland. The Ignatz Awards are named in honor of George Harriman and his strip Crazy Cat, which featured a brick-throwing mouse named Ignatz. Yeah, let's see here. Trying to see if the dates go. Well, the dates go up to 2021, so. But I don't see anything there for. I guess we'd be doing 2022s now. All right, so let's look to see what won in 2021 here. See if you guys know any of these books. 2021, Lele Stone Fruit.
Oh.
Ashante Fortson, Leaf Lace. Aranza Pina Popo, Lavender Scare. What's all the colors? Damien Rodu, Crude, Carl Stevens, Penny. Y'all know any of those?
I am sorry to say no.
Me either. I've never heard of any of those. I'm going to kind of skim here and see if I've heard of any of these going back a few years. I don't recognize any of these. Ed Pisker in 2014. That's a name that I recognize. Okay, I don't recognize any of these names here. 2010. Let me scroll back to Dave Sim, 1998. There we go. There's a name. All right, here we go. Gilbert Hernandez and Jaime Hernandez both won awards in 88. I'm sorry, 98. Eric Schanauer, Frank Cho in 99. Frank Cho for Liberty Meadows, which is very good if you guys haven't read that. 2001, Donna Barr for the Desert Peach. Let's see here. There was another outstanding anthology, and let's see. I haven't heard of any of these. Outstanding collections. These look like a lot of adult books. Some of them I don't want to say the names of. Outstanding graphic novel. Here we go. What do we get? 2005, Persepolis by Marjani Satrapi. Y'all heard of that one, right? No?
What?
The Persepolis.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Craig Thompson, Carnet de Voyage. Craig Thompson's the guy who did Blankets. So I know Blankets. I don't know this work. 2006, Fun Home by Alison Bechdel. You guys probably heard of that. Man. So, all right. So this kind of goes back to My Friend Dahmer by Durf Back Durf.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
It says, My Friend Dahmer, about Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah.
Great.
Let me get up a little closer here. 2019, Woman World, Highwayman, Genderqueer, Upgrade Soul. I don't know any of these names. So I guess here this goes back to kind of our story. All right, so I'm gonna just name these for the last 3 years. You guys tell me if you've heard of it. Okay. Title of the book is "Come Home, Indio" by Jim Terry. Yes or no?
No.
No. A Map to the Sun by Sloan.
Do you have? Does it say who the publisher is?
No, not on these. It doesn't.
Okay.
A Map to the Sun, Sloan Leong. Yes or no?
No.
Nope, for me either. Mr. H, A Portrait of a High School Art Teacher by Nico Harriman. Yes or no?
No.
Nope. All right.
And I'm not laughing because I'm making fun of it. I'm just laughing because I just don't know.
Yeah. And last one for 2021 is Stone Fruit by Lili, maybe. Except that I mentioned it just a few moments ago. I'd never heard of it. Either of y'all?
Nope.
No.
All right, so those are the 2021 Ignatz Awards. So let's go 2020. Tell me if you know any of these. Hot Comb by Ebony Flowers. Nope. This Was Our Pact by Ryan Andrews.
No.
How I Tried to Be a Good Person by Uli Lust. No. Skip by Molly Mendoza. Pittsburgh by Frank Santoro. All right, let me go back to 2019.
Now, I see a lot of books through all the printing that I do, and I've not seen any of these books.
Yeah, so Laura Dern Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Mariko Tamaki and Rosemary Valero Canali.
I like the name. That's a cool name.
Upgrade Soul by Ezra Clayton Daniels. I'll take your silence as no's. Woman World by Aminder Dhaliwal.
No.
Highwayman by Corin Shadmi. Genderqueer by Maya Kobabi. All right, so I just listed the last 3 years of Ignatz
Have you heard of
Awards.
any of these?
I have not heard of any of these either. No, and I think that's one of the things that part of this is part of what makes me ask these questions about awards and recognitions is partly is that so guys we make comics. we make comics. How is it that we haven't heard of these?
You know,
and yet they're winning awards. Who's choosing these?
Even though the last couple of years we hadn't been going to that many bigger shows, but up until the last couple of years, we'd go to a lot of shows.
Yeah. Well, even
still hadn't heard it.
Even I mean, I'm just kind of
so you would think that you would see these books sitting out here and
Yes.
there, if in that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
you would think you would see them at some of these dealers, right? Pushing them. Hey, these are award-winning. These are award-winning books. Now, as I look at what were those? What was that category there? Those were outstanding collections. Let me see if there's
Look, I just want to say, everybody that's listening, I'm not saying that I hadn't heard them. That means that they're poopy or anything.
Right? No.
I just hadn't heard. Yeah. So nobody take it that way.
No. I mean, clearly we can't judge them because we haven't seen them.
Right.
All right. Let's see here. Let's go to the outstanding series here by the Ignatz Awards, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'll start with 2021 and go back a year or two, a couple years here. All right, 2021. This one does list the series title and then the publisher. X Mag by Piao Studios.
Oh, I see a logo in my
Queer Prisoners Anthology 4, edited by Casper Centre. Malarkey by November Garcia.
Oh, that's a good name, though.
Ley Lines, edited by L. Nichols and Kevin Zapp. Tongues by Anders Nilsson. 2020, Fizzle by Whit Taylor. The Misplaced by Chris Callahan. Superpose by Joe Siosam and Cianca. Kuss by Kuss Comics. Frontier by Youth in Decline. Yeah, I hadn't heard of any of those. All right, let's outstanding comic here.
Sounds more like Pete's kind of books.
Oh yeah, big and please.
Yeah, y'all not gonna know any of those either. I don't know them. Y'all not gonna know them either. Let's see, outstanding online comic. Outstanding.
So
anthology.
anybody that's listening to us tonight that have seen any of these, put in the chat if you recognize any of these names. Because it's making me feel like I'm a bad comic book person because I don't know some of these and these from some of the major award-winning award giving entities. I don't know what else
Right.
to call them.
Okay,
And
actually,
I don't know any.
They list the jury here actually, so I can tell you who made the selections in these years. And well, they stop at 2017. At 20, okay, here you go. Here's who's making the selections in 2017. Neil Brito, Glennis Fox, Sarah Lotman, Trungles, and David Willis.
Those are the people that have picked.
I'm scrolling through the list of names here, and the first name I recognize is not until I did recognize one as I was scrolling, but where did it go? It's 2003 Baton Lash. That's the first name I recognize. And then 2001 we got Matt Feasel and Roberta Gregory. And Phil Foglio in 2000, Dean Haspel. So I know some of the Frank Cho in 99.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is Cosmic Times says, I don't know any of them. What awards are we chatting about? All of them, Cosmic Times. We've already kind of covered the Harveys and the Eisners. What we're kind of talking about now is the Ignatz Awards, and we went through a list of them and tried to find out, why the three of us haven't heard of any of these over the past few years, and how are they winning awards, and who's making the decisions, and should we be running out and reading these, and why don't we know of them? That's part of the thing I want to know.
Yeah, and I would add on there, are we crappy comic book people for not knowing some of these people? It kind of makes me feel bad a little bit.
So let's look at the Ringo Awards, okay? You guys probably, everybody remembers Michael Ringo. Yeah. So the Ringo Awards have been 2017,
That's from Baltimore,
17, 18, 19,
right?
20, 21. What?
This is don't they give
Baltimore,
that out
yes.
at the Baltimore show?
Yeah.
Go to that convention a bunch.
So let's look at the 2021 Ringo Award winners, and let's talk about some of these. All right. So there's a whole list here. I'm gonna do them all, but
because they've got a huge list of best cartoonist, best new talent, best series, best blah 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 blah.
All right. So the best cartoonist winner was Stan Sakai. You guys know Stan Sakai, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Here we go. Best writer, James Tynion. Yep. That's a good one. I will say this. I only know one of the other names that were nominated. The other nominations for the best writer is Penelope Bagot, Anthony Del Cole, Jason Douglas, N.K. Jemisin, Marjorie Liu, and then Ram V.
Mm-hmm.
All right, best artist or penciler. The winner was Jamal Campbell.
So this is for what year?
This is 2021.
Okay.
This is the most recent ones that they have up.
Yeah.
Best inker, Sanford Green.
Yeah.
But I don't know the other names. Here we go again. Brett Hobson, Jajoli, Gabriel Hernandez Walta, Tansi Zanjic. I don't know any of those names. Best letterer, I know one of the names listed, but not the winner. So the winner was Aditya Bidikar. And then the other names were Darren Bennett, DC Hopkins, Micah Myers, and Chaz Pangburn. Chaz is actually a graduate of Full Sail University. Here we go. Here, let's see. Vic says, I feel like awards in comics aren't really necessary. Cosmic Times says, we know Ringo nominated creators. I haven't got that far yet, at least for this year. Jerry says, header. Hey, what's up, Mr. Jerry Bingham? Header for next week. Tommy, the crabby comic book guy. Yeah.
That's
true. We got to get Jerry back on. Vic says, Usagi Jumbo, one of the best anthropomorphic books. Yeah, he's talking about the winner earlier. All right, here's a long one from Matt Knowles. Matt says, I pay a lot more attention to people that give their personal top list, whether it's comics or music, than most of the awards list. We all know many smaller alleged award shows that are all about faking it till you make it, aka rolling stacking the deck comment, so that they can play the long game. Come read our award-winning title. Shh, for the award we basically gave ourselves. It's embarrassing. Yeah. I have to agree with that, Matt. I'd rather say, hey, Pete. Again, where did I put it? I picked up a book purely on Pete's recommendation. Pete said, hey, this is one of the books I've liked in the last, I can't remember when exactly we were talking about. And so I'm like, all right, well, look, I like Pete's work. I respect Pete a lot. I want to go out and see what Pete likes. And so I picked up that book. I haven't read it yet. But I picked that book up simply because he is the one who said should do it. Let's see. I'm going to try to, I don't know any of these colorists here. Laura Allred. Yes, I do. Best cover artist, Steve Lieber. I do know Steve. There's Peach Momoko. You know Steve as well?
Well, no, of him. I don't know him.
Okay, yeah. And then Kevin O'Neill and Joe Todd Stanton. Yeah. The winner was Peach Momoko, but I don't know who
Oh
that
yeah,
is.
yeah.
You know that person?
Ichimoko, yeah.
All
You
right.
recognize the name?
Best series. Okay, here's one I know. Usagi Yojimbo by IDW. Then there was a DC book, a webtoon, DC, and then an Image Comics. Best series. Best single issue or story. We got Image, Boom, No Brow, Ice Cream Man. I'm sorry, Image. It was The Oz or the OZ, which was self-published. Best original graphic novel. Here we go.
Tommy, there's something missing from that thumb. I think I've missed something on that thumb. Zoom in.
That one?
That thumb should. Yeah. That's that. Look at the back of that thumb. It's disappeared.
Behind the smoke, Tommy.
Yeah.
On the back side of the smoke.
Back side of his thumb is just sort of vanished.
There you go.
Yeah.
Close enough?
Sure.
It's look, that's my page now. I
it should be more angular, but whatever. It's fine.
More angular.
Oh Lord. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. That's a thumb.
Let me get another layer. So, okay, you tell me when to stop. I'm gonna go.
Just give it.
Go.
Oh no.
No, not that direction. Okay, this direction.
See, I'm drawing it on my screen like this. That's not too bad actually. Give that an arch. Yeah, give that an arch. Come on, keep going. No.
An arch like this, or an arch this way. 1 or 2. Which one do you want?
Number one. What thumb bends that way? Oh.
I don't know. Like this.
Oh, wowzers. What bone's that?
Well, one you didn't draw. What do you mean? What thumb is that?
What bone is that in his thumb? What's he doing? He broken it?
Well, look how little it is. Nobody's going to see that.
Man.
Look who's going to see that.
All right, tell you what. Let's stop. I'll redraw it. Scan it back in. You start again.
Okay, that'll work.
Start the page again. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. How did I do? How did I mess this thing up?
I want to know what's going on with this building where I drew all these little funky flames. What's all this?
That's the lights. Oh, come on.
Wait a minute. What? I don't know what I did to mess. Here we go.
It's lights, isn't it? It's night time. So the building's black. The lights are on. Come on, it's not flames. It's not fire, is it?
Well, we got this explosion thing with the water tower that fell apart.
All right, let's see. Here we go. Critical Blast says, we did awards and recognitions for the last 8 years. This year, nothing because we had zero interest from our readers and nominations. That's what I would rather see. I would rather see readers nominating works for awards rather than creators. Okay. I am more interested in what the readers are enjoying and buying than what professionals are. And I know sometimes the argument is, well, professionals make comics, so they should be able to know what's good and what's not. Okay, well, that's kind of a value statement, right? But as we all know, just because professional says this is good, that doesn't make it so, right? I don't know how those Ignatz awards are selected, but as we determined earlier, we didn't know any of them. Phil Leon, what's up, Phil? Phil says, what's up, Silverline crew?
Well, what's
up, Mr. Phil?
Vic says, personal recommendations. Sorry, Tommy, I'll move you up there. Personal recommendations are more valuable than a broad award. That's for the whole industry, not the individual. Yeah. Peace Momoko makes so beautiful covers, says Vic. What webtoon, Heartstopper or Lore Olympics? Let's see. The webtoons mentioned was Lore Olympus and My Deepest Secret is the two that was mentioned. Vic says, Tommy, when in doubt, black it out.
Yeah, thank you. Good advice. Oh, no, you can't leave the thumb like that. You can't, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, Renee's calling.
Yeah, I know.
Are you still on the stream?
Yeah, she wants to know what I want for dinner. Hold on a sec.
Well, Vic says, where did his wrist go? Critical Blast,
Good companion,
which is
actually.
one of our sponsors, you guys. You should make sure you support Critical Blast. So we were the People's Choice Awards to the Ignatz Oscars. Yeah, it makes me sad that you couldn't get enough interest for people to make nominations. You would think that with all the social media we have these days, all the different ways that people can get involved to do stuff like that there would be fans coming out of the woodwork trying to get stuff, nominated and get their favorites selected. Let me just kind of scroll through here and see if there's any other things that I recognize here. For the Ringos, I absolutely do recognize some of the publishers at least. Let's see here. Best Humor, DC Ahoy.
Show me that hand again.
Tommy's like, I put that page away.
Yeah, got it. Right, okay, thank you.
There's a lot of web
I want
comics.
to work on these lights. This building is what I need to work on.
Best Kids Graphic Novel, Scholastic, of course.
Send you a photo. Send you a photo.
He sent you a photo, Tommy.
Reference photo.
Okay, let me look. I was.
Now you got me looking at my thumb now.
Where did you send it?
Well, the Team Silver Sunday group. Everyone else in that group. Like,
you piece of crap. You sent a picture of his own hand. I just held up my own hand.
What's he doing? He's lost it.
All right. Hey, just so everyone knows, I'm gonna show the reference here.
Yeah, put it up there.
Yeah, go for it.
Share screen.
Apologize for the mess on my desk.
Here we go. This is the reference Pete sent Tommy.
Well, we're committed to making these comics right. Not that embarrassment that he's drawn on.
All right, Tommy, is your panel back up there? Get your panel back on there, right? I'm gonna click. Right, here we go.
This is drawing by committee.
Here we go. Yeah, here we go. There's a.
Come on.
Okay, let me look. Let's see. All right, wait a minute. I gotta go back and fix this. Hold on. Get to the right layer here so I can fix this. Everybody's watching us do this.
Yeah.
This is the levels we go to make your comics good, people.
That's right. So, for reference, there's Pete's hand. Right, here we go. Now Tommy's gonna fix it.
Hold on. Let me.
No, wait, what are you doing?
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to get to a spot. Okay, put his hand back up on the main screen. Oh no, they can't see it. Hold on, I'll do it on my own. Hold on, I'll look at it.
Wait. Oh, I can't.
No, I got it on my. No, I got it on my laptop.
Okay.
All right. So wait a minute. I need to get on the.
Vic says you haven't got the rest of the ads out of the way. Oh, okay. So you're wanting me to talk about our other sponsors.
Well, you got part of this. You got part of this thing in the way here. It's you drew part of a whatever.
It's just.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
That stuff.
And then he says, yeah, it really looks like fire right now. Vic says the thumb bone's connected to the wrist bone. Yeah, I remember that song.
Yeah, well. See, how can I trace something if it's not drawn?
Yeah, so so before we call it a night here, make sure we do shout out. I've been neglecting to shout it out at the top of the hour. Shout out to Daytona Beach Comic Con. Here we go.
What have you done?
Jerry Bingham says the old story from Continuity Studios when one of the artists spent too long looking for a hand through Neil's swipe files. Neil finally said, "Look at the end of your arm."
Yeah, I know. That's pretty fun.
and thus we get this. Thanks, Jerry. Jerry, we gotta get you back on here.
It's not perfect, but it's better than what was there originally. Seeing there's nothing there.
It's nothing. Yes, right.
Don't forget, you guys, Daytona Beach Comic Con in September. Make your plan. Silverline will be there.
Better. We're going to make an artist of you yet.
I'm telling you.
Don't give up the dream.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say don't give up the day job.
Well,
Okay, so
Perfect. Beautiful. Look at
I
that.
wouldn't say perfect. I would say
Jerry says,
better.
all my best, you
Yeah,
guys. Have a
if
great
it
week.
was-
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're not too cold out there. The big cold come down and get you. Burn lots of. Go chop some wood. What does they say about cutting firewood? Right? It's the kind of wood that burn that heat. No, it's the kind of wood that heats twice. Right? So go cut you some firewood off that land of yours and burn it. I'm pretty sure you got a fireplace. And I'll holler at you, Jerry. We'll get you back on here. Tell us some more stories. Now what are you doing?
No, he thinks he can draw it all.
There you go. It's a cartoon. That's what I should have put in there.
Jerry says 60 degrees this week. Oh, well, that's nothing. I thought y'all had a big freeze. And then Vic says, good luck to you, Jerry. Vic, if you don't know, you should Google Mr. Jerry. Mr. Jerry Bingham. He does some awesome Western style painting these days. But Jerry did comics a whole bunch in the, I'm not going to date him here, but the 70s through, I guess, did he get started in the 70s or 80s? 70s, I think. But up to about the 90s. Super, super talented, super, super nice. So much for that, huh? All right, I'll just stick this back up as a reminder.
There you go.
I hope that's not your password on that post-it note there, Pete.
Oh, that is someone's password. You better delete that.
You can't read it, but Jerry got to start 79, so yep, late 70s. And then Vex says, "Oh yeah, I know him. He did Batman." Yep. All right, so we've talked a lot about awards and recognitions, and I think I'm going to summarize. If you guys disagree, but I think we kind of come to the attitude is that we're not doing it. This is not why we're doing it. We don't sit down here every day to say, Jerry says, shh. We don't sit down here every day thinking I'm doing this to win an award.
Although I would like an award.
Yeah, it would be
I don't
nice.
say what it is. Monetary is always nice.
Yeah, that's not really an award, and then it kind of it's payment.
It's bribes. Yes, I'm open to those two.
Bribes, yeah. Tommy, who's your guest there?
This is Miss Gabby. This is Pete's favorite
You can
buddy.
draw your thumb.
Watch this, Pete. She's giving you the finger, the puff,
The paw. She's giving you the paw.
The paw.
Right?
Yeah, take that. Take that, Pete.
We got on really well when I was there, so don't worry. I'm not worried.
Yeah. Vic
This is our
says,
buddy.
if you want to give me an award, give me a bonus.
That's right.
Yeah, I think a lot of artists would think the same thing. Is that hey, I'm not interested in an award, just pay me. I'm gonna guess a lot of those Ignatz awards that we saw are probably a lot more of the literary type. And of course, coming from an English major, this doesn't sit well with a lot of folks. A lot of those literary books are the books that no one reads, right? It's a literary book, but only the snooty folks read. The people don't read that kind of that stuff.
Well,
they want to
that-
be entertained, right?
Isn't that
And a
kind
lot-
of the same way with some of the like the independent movies and stuff? It's
Yeah, exactly.
Weird movies that only 15 people went and saw are the ones making. Now, nothing wrong
And
with
then they
that.
won an
It's
award, right?
Yeah.
No.
You're like, okay,
Yeah.
well, The rest of us were out living our lives, doing
Well-
stuff, and the other people are voting for their buddies.
Well,
for
and that again,
projects
that's
or something.
to me, that's where the biggest question comes in. It's like, okay, so this movie that, and I'm just going to use round numbers here but this movie that had 1 million people go to it does not win any awards. But this movie that had 1,000 people go to it won awards. Why? You know what? Why are you going to say that this movie that had 1,000 people is more
Does that make
worthy
it-
of
well,
awards?
That's I think your point. Just because you won an award doesn't mean that it's better.
That's kind of where I'm trying to go with this. I am unconvinced.
I mean,
That-
some cases maybe.
Some cases maybe, yeah. But I think in a lot of cases, no. I think just because it wins an award doesn't mean it's better because it won an award.
I get from the books that that I might go pick up and stuff. I'm not getting it because it won an award. It's because somebody like Pete or you said, "Hey, go
Right.
read this book." So
Yeah.
So that influences me way more than the fact that it won an award. Because you personally, you go, Thomas, hey, you may like this because you know me. You may say you like Star Warsy kind of stuff, so you might like this space book. And rather than this romance novel or romance book that's real, that won a whole bunch of awards because it's
Right.
You say, well, Thomas is not going to read that. I don't know why I'm mentioning it to him.
How do you say this? Ixty5 says, "What is up? Total excellent.
Total excellent.
What is up, Ixty5? Thank you for swinging by." Vic says, "An independent film, a half-naked French guy smoking a cigarette." Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
6 different awards. 3
They seem
people
to win.
watched it.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it either. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear from you guys what you thought was kind of cool compared to what made.
Yeah, and I think that again, I think that's part of it. Thinking about it, do you work for the award, and then does the fact that something win an award cause you to go say, hey, that won an award, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to say, I bet that's the case. Well, I bet kind of our consensus here is the general consensus for people. It's like, yeah, I don't care that it won an award. If I'm not interested in it, I'm not going to buy it.
And and when I've mentioned this many times on the show is that because of where I work, I see hundreds and hundreds of books a week that are really, really interesting. So you ask, hey, what did you go to the shop this week and go look at stuff? I'm like, I print 1,000 books a week. I don't really go to comic shops all that much anymore. I've seen the stuff. I see all kind of great stuff all the time. So, telling me that this book is really good, it's like, well, I see all this other really good stuff too. They didn't win an award. Why didn't these guys win an award?
Right.
It's like, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
All
right, guys, we're out of time here. Any last minute thoughts?
We got a Kickstarter coming up next week for the next batch of books. What books is going to be in that Kickstarter?
Cape Town #1 and Friar Rush #3 will be.
And Cape Town is from who's
Cape Town is the brainchild of Brent T. Larson, who brought you Kayla's, and it is illustrated by J.W. Franklin and then colored by Justine. I'm going to mispronounce her last name. Villegas.
That's the award-winning Cape Town, I should say.
The award-winning
Cape
Town.
That's right, award-winning Cape Town. Yeah.
I think Dean and I have a cover that's available in the Kickstarter. Wasn't one?
I had to go look. I don't recall. There is some art. Most of the art I remember that's available is from Friar Rush, but I'll have to go check. I'm not really sure. All the interior pencils for Friar Rush are available, and this is for Friar Rush 3, which is the last issue of that miniseries. So, So yeah.
Absolutely. And when is the Trump's Divinity Kickstarter going to be sent out?
So very good for the update. So hopefully I've got everybody's survey answers. I need to put together. I have not done this yet. I need to put together the thank you page before I can send files to Kablam. But I don't have the money for Kickstarter yet, so I can't pay Kablam until
any day. Yeah. Very soon is what we're saying. Yeah, as soon as just to let all of our people out. As soon as we get that finalized, I'll get the ball rolling on the printing.
Yeah, I have submitted to Kablam, so hopefully I'm in the line as they inch their way up. Projects.
Yep.
So as soon as I get money from Kickstarter, I'll be able to turn that back around and pay Kablam, and then we should go. I don't foresee any issues in shipping this thing by March, or in March, right? Which is when we said we would. So
excellent.
Yeah, I don't see any reason not to do so. So yeah, if you haven't already, go follow the Kickstarter. I think we were up to 40 something followers the other day. Vic says with the sick Dean Zachary cover. Yep. Or should we have books by March? Yeah, March. Basically, we kickstart. There's going to be a month in between it, and then the next month, you should get the books. And it might be towards the end of the month, but you should get it that month.
Yeah, because if people don't know,
it's usually about middle of the month that you get them, but.
Yeah, usually, it takes a couple of weeks for once the Kickstarter's over for the money to come through. Then you got to finalize a little bit of the last of the pages, and then and then the printing company, which happens to be Kablam in this case, we got to jump on the printing. But once we get printing, it goes pretty quick. Yeah.
So we should be all good.
Get them out.
Let me look at our calendar real quick and see if I can tell you guys what's coming up. On Tuesday, the Tuesday team is going to talk about the importance of character design. They're going to talk about things like including the use of costume, body language, facial expressions to convey personality and emotion. On Wednesday, the Wednesday Whammers are going to say, does comic romance have a chance?
They're doing a Valentine's show.
Yep, it's getting close to Valentine's Day, so the Silverline Pros are going to ask, whatever happened to romance comics? And next week, we're going to return here with a guest. We are going to have a guest that Tommy probably will remember working with, Gregory Wright, who is a comic book former Marvel Comics editor. He's a writer and a colorist. He's done work on things like Spider-Man, The Defenders, Fantastic Four, Silver Sable, and other stuff. We're going to talk to him.
Did we determine if I worked with him? I need to look that up. Some of that early Marvel stuff. I got to figure out if he was the penciler or the editor, or not the penciler, the writer, or the.
I don't know. He was a colorist as well. Yeah. So he's done all kinds of stuff. So we're going to talk to him about his journey, and then maybe talk a little bit about comic book editing and stuff. So don't forget to join us here next week for that. Let me get to my videos here. Until next week, you guys know what to do. Remember to make mine Silverline. We'll see you next week, guys.
I'm April Hunter. Make mine Silverline.
All right.